George Armstrong Custer was no military novice in 1876 when he rode out to subdue the Sioux. Custer graduated from West Point in 1861, and distinguished himself in the American Civil War as a brave cavalry officer, being promoted to the rank of Brevet Brigadier General in 1863 and Brevet Major General in 1865. Custer's adherents made much of the fact that he was a boy general, but such honors were fairly common during the Civil War. In fact, two of Custer's subordinate officers in the 1876 campaign, Major Marcus Reno and Captain Frederick Benteen, had been given similar honors during the Civil War. Reno was made a Brevet Brigadier General in 1865 and, by the end of the war, Benteen had been recommended to receive the rank of Brevet Brigadier General. Unlike many other brave soldiers, however, Custer had a knack for publicity. He frequently invited correspondents from leading newspapers to accompany his campaigns, and their reporting significantly enhanced his visibility and reputation. Custer put on quite a show for the press, sporting a flamboyant uniform and long hair worn in ringlets sprinkled with cinnamon-scented hair oil. In his manner of dress and command he was not unlike J.E.B. Stuart, the flamboyant commander of General Robert E. Lee's Confederate cavalry. The North needed its own Stuart, and Custer cast himself in the role of the North's dashing cavalier. In the early days of the American Civil War, George Armstrong Custer wore his hair long, and wore a braided black velvet jacket and a flaming red necktie. When a female friend asked Custer why he had dressed in such a fantastic manner, he replied, "I was but a boy, just from West Point, and I felt young and insignificant. There were men in my brigade old enough to be my father. I wished him to know and recognize me at once from any part of the battlefield. I chose a uniform that would catch their attention and individualize me." At 9 a.m. on May 23, 1865, a cannon boomed, signaling the beginning of the grand review of the victorious Army of the Potomac as it marched down Pennsylvania Avenue. The cavalry led the march under the command of Brevet Major General Wesley Merritt, a hero of the Gettysburg and Shenandoah Valley campaigns. Brevet Major General George Armstrong Custer led the 3rd Cavalry Division in the forefront of the march, astride a magnificent stallion named Don Juan. Before the presidential reviewing stand, a woman threw an evergreen wreath in front of Don Juan. The horse panicked and galloped toward the president and other dignitaries. Custer regained control of the animal to the great applause of the crowd, and casually proceeded down Pennsylvania Avenue. Many detractors at the time, and subsequently, thought that this was just the type of theatrical stunt that Custer routinely engineered to draw attention to himself.